Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. In today's card making video, we're going to be playing with some vellum and kraft cardstock. And I'm really going to combine the earthy texture of the kraft cardstock with a soft frosted look of vellum. So this vellum is from Fawn, but any vellum you've got in your stash will work for this technique. And I've got a piece of kraft cardstock which I'll be using later on. First of all, I'm just going to trim my vellum down to size. So I'm just using my Tim Holtz paper trimmer to do this. It's very easy to cut through and then I can save those scraps for another project. And I'm going to be using the 3D embossing folder from Lisa Horton Crafts, Meadow of Sweet Peas. This is one of my favourites, and I've also got the layering stencils to go along with it, which I'll be using today, but they're not essential for this technique. So first of all, I'm just going to get that piece of vellum embossed. Now, the tricky thing with vellum is that sometimes it can crack a little bit. I have found with the Fawn vellum, when I ran it through the first time, it didn't crack at all. However, when I re-emboss it later on during the video, it does crack a little bit, but it doesn't detract from the project. So it really depends on your machine, how much pressure you've got. You may just need to play around with the different plates that you've got and adjust it so that it works best for you. So I'm using my Altenew sticky mat here, and I'm going to use the layering stencils, but I want to stencil on the reverse of the vellum. So I'm flipping the stencil over, and that way we can ink blend in the debossed areas of the embossing folder, still using the layering stencils but flipped over. So because there's only a little bit of the stencil grabbing my grip mat, I am using a magnet as well. And I've got these mini blending brushes from Waffle Flower. These are the Shader 1 Plus brushes, I believe. And I'm going to ink blend using some Gina Designs ink cubes. I've got Lovely Lavender, Plum Punch, Kelly Green, Fresh Asparagus, and I do decide to use Petunia, but I also end up bringing in Medium Lilac a little bit later on, along with some Grass Green. So that's the colour palette I've decided to go with today. You don't need to use ink cubes here. You could use alcohol markers if you prefer. So if you've got an embossing folder without layering stencils, you can use your alcohol markers and colour on the back as well. And I'm just going to show you what this looks like after the first layer. So you can see that the ink is really vivid on the back of that vellum. And I'm just going to try and carefully peel it off my grip mat. And when you flip it over, you can see that the ink is very muted, but you've got the white kind of highlights from the embossing folder on the vellum. So it's a really pretty look. Now I'm adding Lovely Lavender here. It is very pale. Probably I'd recommend using darker colours just because on the vellum it will really tone the colour down. So if you want it to be more vibrant through the vellum, then definitely use darker colours. As you can see on the back of the vellum, it looks really gorgeous and bright. But yeah, you just want to be mindful of the colours that you're choosing. If they're too pale, you possibly won't see it through the vellum. I'm adding Kelly Green to these stems here, and then I'm adding Fresh Asparagus to the leaves. I'm also going to add Grass Green just because there was a second layering stencil for the leaves and I wanted to use a different colour of green just to kind of give a little bit of contrast. So that's what I'm doing here. I found it easy to line the stems up once all the other stenciled areas were coloured in because it was a bit tricky to see these lines. Again, you could use a gel pen or an alcohol marker or something else here if you preferred, a coloured pencil even. But yeah, I found once I'd coloured the rest, it was easy to line up that other stencil. And you can see we've got that gorgeous design there. Now, I wanted to enhance the embossing folder a little bit, so I did decide to re-emboss it again, and that did just highlight those white embossed lines a lot more. But it did cause a little bit of cracking, not enough to detract from the finished card. But if you wanted to avoid that, then definitely play around with the plates in your die cutting machine to adjust the pressure, or skip this step altogether. You don't really need to re-emboss it. I just thought it would enhance the detail. And you can see there, we've just got those crisp embossed details. It looks stunning on both sides, so if you did want the more vibrant look, you could definitely use the other side of the vellum, but I'm deliberately going for the muted look today. So I've trimmed the vellum piece down to be 4 inches by 5 1/4, and my kraft cardstock measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's just going to fit on a standard A2 card base. As you can see here again close up, the other side looks really stunning, and I was debating whether to use the more vibrant side, but I really wanted to keep that vintage muted tone, so I do stick with my original plan, but I am just showing you here that either side looks really beautiful. I also found that the dye inks dried really quickly on the vellum, so The purple ink that I laid down first on the flowers was pretty much dry here instantly. The greens were still a little bit wet, but they weren't far off. To attach the vellum to the craft cardstock, I've just added 4 dots of glue, 1 in each corner, just a tiny amount of glue. You really don't need much to hold things down, but this was the best way I found of attaching the vellum to the craft card so that the adhesive doesn't show through. So I left it a few moments weighted down until the glue had dried, and then I'm going to attach the whole panel to an A2 card base. And then once that's all stuck down, I'm going to add some gold enamel dots to each of the corners to hide the glue dots that's underneath that's holding the vellum to the craft card. And I just thought this was a really elegant way of gluing the vellum down and holding it in place. For a sentiment, I'm using the Just a Note sentiment die from Waffle Flower. I've die cut this from a couple of pieces of white cardstock, and then I've added a gold layer on the top. That's just going to give it a little bit of dimension and help it stand up off the card. I'm going to stick it down with some liquid glue, and then once that's dry, this is the finished card, and I just think it looked so pretty. It looked really elegant with the vellum, it muted down those colours, and it gave it a really lovely vintage vibe. I had a little strip of vellum left over from when I trimmed it down, and actually this would look really nice glued on the inside of the card like a decorative panel, so I think I probably will do that off camera as well. I just thought that kind of added some interest to the inside of the card, but it also meant that we weren't wasting any of that pretty ink blending that we did on the vellum. So as always, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing this card come together. Let me know in the comments if it's a technique that you've tried before. It is one that I've shown before, but not using layering stencils, and I really love how it turned out. As always, all the products that I've used today will be listed in the description box below. Thank you so much for those of you that do use those links. They are affiliate links, and I really appreciate it when you use them. It helps me earn a small commission for sharing these tutorials for free. As always, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Take care.